What's up guys, welcome back. So today on the IS300 we're going to be doing some fuel system mods. I got a fuel pressure regulator, all the necessary fittings and stuff like that for it. If you guys don't know, when I first got this car the fuel system was on the fritz. Had some fuel pump issues, fuel feed, fuel return issues, all that kind of stuff. So I've just been basically trying to clean it up, and this is another step in that process. So, and every car that's modded like this needs a fuel pressure regulator. Okay, so what we have here is an AEM fuel pressure regulator. All the necessary fittings here. I got a barb fitting for the return, 6AN, and I got a converter fitting for the rail. And we got the PTFE line for the return, because I do want to go E85 on this car in the future, so I went with PTFE. And we got the necessary AN fittings too, and that's pretty much all you need. It's a pretty simple job. Everything's accessible, it looks like. Maybe some stuff might be kind of difficult to get to, but other than that, I think it's going to be a breeze. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so what we're going to start off with doing is taking off the fuel pressure regulator. On the 1Js, it's right here. It's connected directly to the rail via a little fitting down there. So we're going to go ahead and take that off. So let's squeeze the wrench in here. Ideally, you want to let your fuel system bleed off any excess pressure, but you should be okay even if you don't. Ooh, what's squirting? You can hear the system bleeding off excess pressure. Okay, so now that I've got this nut broken loose here, I'm going to go ahead and reach in here and get the clamp. Just slide that down the fuel line. That way I can pull it off of the nipple. I'm hoping that I don't have to take the throttle body off, but we'll see. If anything, I might have to take just that one lower bolt out. Hopefully I can do that without having to remove anything else. These things are super long, so I hope it comes out.
God damn, that's a lot longer than I thought it'd be.
Long as fuck. Okay, this should clear. It's not going to clear the VVTi though. Well, I guess we have to take it off. Okay, so now removing the VVTi bolt. Seems like it's in the way. Can't get the fuel pressure regulator off now. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this. Hope it doesn't leak oil everywhere, which it probably will. And try not to lose both of these crush washers. Okay. Okay, get some gloves on. My goodness. Still there. Make sure that crush washer doesn't get lost that's in there. Without damaging the little filter. There we go. Alright. Manual bolt and filter. Now, it should just come right off. Oh boy, and the line is in the way. One thing after another with this fucking thing. Wow. Okay. Oh boy, now it's the timing belt cover. How is this not out yet? How long is it bolt? There we go. Okay. Alright. So, a little embossment for an O-ring there. So, the thing I have for this is down here. I'll get it out and show it to you. It has a little sealing washer and an O-ring. So, I guess you could use one or the other. I don't think you can use both, but it wouldn't make much sense if you were to use both. There wouldn't be much thread left. So I think I'm going to go with the O-ring as it was intended on this car's fuel rail. I think the sealing washer is more for fuel rails that don't have an O-ring embossment. I'm going to compare O-ring sizes just to make sure. This one is a little bit bigger, a little bit fatter. I guess we'll see if it works. Alright. Just throw this on here. A little bit on there so we don't damage the O-ring. Okay. Should be ready to install. Okay. So I'm going to take it. Line it up. Okay. It's going in. Make sure that the O-ring is not going to get crushed. Make sure that it goes in smoothly. It seats itself. So, on the verge, it's almost there. I'm going to go ahead and try to snug it down a little bit. And get a socket and get that in there. Okay, so I've got a 3/4 inch wrench. Just working on seating this O-ring, tightening this fitting all the way. Trying to make sure it doesn't get too crushed. I'm hoping it doesn't, but we'll see. The O-ring's getting smashed. And over time, I think I'm going to try to just use the sealing washer, just because I can actually put quite a bit of force on it. So I just don't feel comfortable tightening that O-ring down that much. That O-ring is not the right size to fit in that embossment. I might just try to take the factory O-ring from the stock fuel pressure regulator. Looks like it's still in good shape. It's not very dry or anything. Okay, so got the initial fitting on there for the return. Next is just going to be routing the line from the fuel pressure regulator to the return fitting. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so right now, basically what I'm trying to do is reposition the clip for the factory return line that meets this little metal junction before it goes to the tank return. So right now the little clip is positioned in such a way that I can't access it. I don't know if you can see it down in there. I don't know if you can see it. It's not that one there that's obvious. It's kind of hidden underneath the intake runner. You just see a glimpse of it there. Those little tabs are right behind the one that's obvious there. That's where it's at. So this is going to be fun. See if I can use a wrench to kind of get a grip around the clip and pull on it to reposition it. But I don't think this is going to work. Okay, there we go. Repositioned. Now, just need to see if I can get some sort of pliers onto it. Okay, there we go. Just fell off somewhere. I'm gonna go ahead and route the return. This is gonna go to the fuel pressure regulator. I think I'm gonna use a actual hose clamp on this though. There we go. Okay. Now, there. Slide it over where it needs to go. Just right there. If you can see it. So that right there, the factory return junction. If you can see it, it's right here. This little hose right there, where I'm sliding it to, that's where it needs to go. So I'm just slip this over it. Shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, there we go. Now it's slid on. Let's position it to where I can get to the clamp. It's right there. Should be good. Let's give it a tug. Off, it's not turning, not twisting. Okay, cool. There we go. Okay, so last piece of the puzzle that I never got was a gauge for the fuel pressure regulator. So right now we're gonna run over and grab one real quick, and we'll be right back. This is my last gauge that I got for the Eclipse. I got it here, and it worked. But I remember specifically mentioning that it was okay to use with like pneumatics and also pressurized fluids. So it's gonna be questionable.
My piss is pressurized fluid.
It should work. good enough for me. Let's try it out. Let's see. Okay, so we're back from the hard freight. Got the gauge. Now, I'm just going to continue from here. Got the little barred fitting. Let's go into the fuel line for the return. Let's go ahead and actually put the little clamp on first. This is going to be difficult. So these things fit so snugly. You have to really press them in to make sure they're all the way into, or else they don't seat right. So we want to get it all the way up to this collar. If you don't, it's not going to work right. A little farther. Almost there. Fitting is on here. It's on there good enough. It's almost all the way up to the shroud, but it's not going to make much of a difference if it doesn't go all the way. The most important thing is get it over that second rib. So now we're ready to start marking up the fuel pressure regulator, see where we're going to mount it, and then after that, then we can put everything back together. Okay, so got the end fitting threaded on. Gonna go ahead and tighten it up a little bit. Just kind of mock it up. Both lines are ran.
How old is it, Jeremy?
Huh?
How old is it?
Maybe like
Shut the fuck up, guys. Come on.
3 months old.
3 months old. 3 months old? It's not.
3, 4 months
Pour in
old.
the grass, there's gonna be a patch.
Yeah, don't pour in the
I
grass.
don't want to
Right
fuck his grass.
Don't do
Don't pour in
that.
the trees either.
All right. Well, Areem's actually trying to put his Evo on E right now.
Yes.
I would.
That's why I'm bothering your video.
No fucks given.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go.
All right. Bye bye.
All right.
Anyone want to come?
We would.
I mean, I would if I wasn't fucking with my shit box. So. Oh, fuck me.
By the way, which one of you motherfuckers put one of those fucking taps? Those fucking tires that taps?
Hello?
Lights.
Oh yeah, that's Jeremy.
That was on the Mazda. I was like, what the hell is this? I noticed it when I first rolled my fenders, and I was like, what the fuck is this? This is never here.
We fucking put these on it, on his Mazda, like almost over 2 months ago. Oh, damn it.
He's never gonna.
I forgot that you had that on there.
I was like, what is this doing here?
Damn.
Just remember, you like it nice and tight. Nobody likes it loose. Loose just means somebody else messed with it.
What the fuck? That's true.
I'm not saying this from personal experience. You know what I'm saying?
In all worlds, that's true. Alright, cool. There we go.
Ah, it's my ass.
Cool. Right. So, finished product. This is rounded again. Everything looks good. Ready to put the fitting on. So another 90 degree to go into the fuel pressure regulator. So, PTFE. If you've never seen a PTFE fitting, they differ from AN because they have a little olive inside. This goes between the covering and the actual PTFE line. So, take the braid. Make sure this goes over everything outside of that inner line. It's going in. Next, we need something to bang on it with. Probably want something flat. This should work. Okay. Right. Now, jam this in there. Make sure that this starts threading in. Now I need 2 sets of wrenches. I fucking need PTFE. This is so goddamn difficult. Okay, so we got both the fittings on here. Ready to mount up. Let's go ahead and run the line and put it back on the rail. Back underneath the same way we had it. A little more difficult now because it's dark. So, okay. So next, and do the fitting of the fuel pressure regulator. Just do a quick mock-up. And then I'll probably turn the car on, let it prime, just to make sure there's no leaks. Go back around, make sure all the fittings are tightened. Plug everything back in. Put the VVTi bolts back in. The ideal location I'm looking to put it is going to be somewhere right here. Angle this. I don't think I can. I'm going to have to reposition. Oh, there we go. I want it somewhere just like right here, next to the dipstick. It's my ideal location I'm looking to put it. Hopefully it's not too high. I think it'll clear the hood.
It'll clear it.
Should be fine. Okay, so all the fittings are tight. Everything's plugged in. Banjo bolt for the VVTi is on. VVTi is plugged in. Next, we just need to turn the key to the ignition on. My fuel pump is hardwired to come on whenever the car key is turned. So we'll just go ahead and do that, and then we'll see if we have any leaks. So here we go. No leaks. Everything's good. No leaks anywhere.
Don't see any.
Sweet. So we want a base pressure of 43.5 psi at idle with no vac. So I'm just going to back this out. What's going on? It's not doing anything. What if the gauge is fucked up? It's not showing anything, raising or anything. Alright guys, so that's the end of it today. Everything's installed successfully. I do have extremely high fuel pressure for some reason. I think it's because I installed a little siphon valve in the tank to make use of the saddle tank. Because before, the car didn't come with the correct piece to be able to pull fuel from the other side of the tank. So I had to get one and install it. I got the Radium Engineering one. But I think it's affecting my fuel pressure because I did notice the car ran a lot richer once I put it in. So I think it's making it to where I cannot adjust the fuel pressure at the rail because of that. It's backing up in the tank. But that's another matter for another day. But as far as the fuel pressure regulator installed successfully, I'm going to go ahead and make a mount for it probably later on or someday this week or later today. Who knows? Just secure it for now, temporarily. But that's going to involve some fab work and whatnot. So, but otherwise, no leaks. Everything's good. Car's running, as you can see. It sounds good. Good. So, all right. Stay tuned for more IS300 content. Catch you guys next time. See ya.